This session is going to be on Rio de Janeiro. So today we'll be talking about where it's located, what is Rio known for, the history of Rio, some attractions, the economy and jobs, the culture, so where is Rio de Janeiro located? So Rio de Janeiro is the second largest city in Brazil. It is located on the South Atlantic coast, close to the Tropic of Capricorn, where the shoreline is oriented east-west. So then the city largely faces south. Sorry, I missed some contents there. Didn't realize. So what is Rio de Janeiro known for? So Rio de Janeiro is one of the most visited cities in the Southern Hemisphere and is known for its natural setting. So carnivals, the samba, and the balneario beaches. And the samba, if you don't know, is another type of carnival that they have. So the carnival in Rio de Janeiro is a festival held every year before lunch and is considered the biggest carnival in the world with 2 million people per day on the streets. The first carnival festival in Rio occurred in 1723.
Wow.
So the history of Rio de Janeiro. The city of Rio de Janeiro was founded by the Portuguese on March 1st, 1565, and was named Sao Sebastião before it was named Rio de Janeiro, in honor of Saint Sebastian, who was then at the time the saint who was the namesake and patron of the Portuguese, and then was the monarch, which was Sebastião. Rio de Janeiro was the name of the Guanabara Bay. So Rio de Janeiro is the city it is today because of its rich historical past. Portuguese rulers were the first ones to rule Rio when they had landed on the soil of Guanabara Bay on the 1st of January 1502. So now we're going to talk about some attractions. So one attraction is the Sugarloaf Mountain, and the Sugarloaf Mountain is a peak situated in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, at the mouth of Guanabara Bay, on a peninsula that juts out into the Atlantic Ocean, rising 396 meters above the harbor. Its name is said to refer to its resemblance to the traditional shape of concentrated refined loaf sugar. It's also known as the tourist jewel of Rio de Janeiro because of its popularity among the tourists. The mountain is said to be a historical landmark because of the installation of the tramway that was put in 1912, which made it very popular in the world back then, and it is today. So another landmark or attraction is the Corcovado, and the Corcovado, which means hunchback in Portuguese. It's a mountain in the central part of Rio, Brazil, and was created on October 12th, 1931, and is a 710-meter granite peak located in the Tijuca Forest, a national park. The Corcovado Hill lies just west of the city's center, but is wholly within the city limits and visible from great distances. So sorry, I can't even pronounce this. The Botanical Garden dates back to 1808 and is home to a vast collection of Brazilian and exotic plants. It has different collections like a cactus garden and various other types of different gardens. It consists of two 800-yard long rows of towering royal palm trees that are a highlight of this massive garden, containing thousands of plants and trees, including every variety of palm tree imaginable. So some about the economy and jobs. So the most top jobs are architecture, banking, oil and gas, hospitality, and Rio de Janeiro hosts major multinational companies in the oil and the textile, shipbuilding, and also pharmaceuticals, media, and communication fields. So, highly qualified experts with skills in these kinds of industries are more likely to find employment. But if you're a foreigner in Rio, teaching English is also a popular occupation and could be very easy to find since not many people speak English in Brazil. So now culture. So Brazilians are renowned for their love of dance and music, with regular festivals taking place. The most famous being the Brazil Festival, held in Rio de Janeiro each year, with it taking place over a period of 5 days. So some sports that are involved are surfing, beach volleyball, running along the beaches is what they call the sport as well. And the most popular sport in Rio, along with all of Brazil, is football. And some may know that as soccer. And I think they did the FIFA World Cup also in Rio in 2016. So for some food now, so the Brazilian feijoada or bean stew, apologies if I pronounced that wrong, is a hearty black bean and mixed meat stew that is often called the national dish of Brazil. So the feijoada has as many versions as there are cooks, but in Brazil, it almost always has black beans and always has a mixture of salted, smoked, and fresh meats. Some versions are a little spicy from the sausages, but others are totally mild. And the next one, as you can see down in the corner, is the Globo cookies. And they're famous donut-shaped powder biscuits. And the powder biscuits was given the name Globo in honor of the bakery contracted to make them in Botafogo. The year was 1955, and the biscuits were sold in the Globo Bakery and also in 7 different other places or companies owned by the same person. It was a family who made them, I believe. Codfish cake is a Portuguese that are sorry. The Portuguese are famous for their seafood dishes, and for that, they combined with Rio's location on the ocean. So, for that means that fried, grilled, or stewed fish and seafood like mussels, sauteed in garlic, and olive oil or shrimp are usually very popular. So, the climate is usually tropical with relatively cool seasons from May to October and a hot, muggy season from December to March, with November and April as intermediate months. The daily average temperature ranges from 21 degrees Celsius in July to ranging from 27 degrees Celsius from January into February. So, some fun facts. Brazil is the largest country in South America. The name Brazil comes from a tree named Brazilwood, which I found was pretty cool. I did not know that. Rio de Janeiro has the world's bluest sky, and Rio de Janeiro means January river, but the river is actually a bay. Now, some questions that we can end off talking about. Have you ever been to Rio de Janeiro? Would you ever travel to Rio? Or does anyone have any travel stories they'd like to share?